What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Zeal Cigar review. I'm JB, and today is the first Friday of January, and also the first Friday of 2025, which means if you're a brick and mortar and you are part of the LCA with Privada Cigar Club, that means that today you're allowed to release the new LCAs for the month of January and the first releases of 2025. Now, I have smoked both of these already. I gotta smoke them before they're allowed to be available. Otherwise, how am I supposed to tell somebody about them that day? And I'll be honest, both of them are very different in their own way. But the one I'm gonna be smoking today, and I wanna tell you the most about, is the Rebenga Robusto, which is supposed to be a new line of LCAs that Privada's doing, kind of an homage to the movie Scarface. That's why this says CIGARFACE on it. But this Rebenga Robusto is produced by Espinosa, and it's really unique because it's a Colombian Habano wrapper. I'm gonna be honest, don't typically like Colombian tobacco. There's like 3 or 4 cigars that I've had manufacturers hand me that have Colombian tobacco in it, and they're like, you're gonna enjoy this one, try this one with Colombian, try this one with Colombian. And I really haven't been all that impressed. I have been impressed with this, which is why I want to smoke it and tell you guys about it today. But before we get into that cigar, there's another cigar available through the LCA. They always have a plus, like an LCA plus, and it's usually a secondary cigar that is available for us to bring in as kind of another cigar to offer people, right? This month's is really unique. It's called the Pinnacle Sublime. And from my understanding, this cigar is usually only available if you actually visit the DR, meaning it's not a brand that gets exported outside of the Dominican Republic very often. Now, Pinnacle Cigars was founded by, I think it's Juanuel Alvarez, and he was mentored by Manuel Garcia, who was one of the former directors of Habanos in Cuba. So the guy knows how to use tobacco, especially if it's from there. Now, this is an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with a Dominican binder and fillers from Nicaragua as well as Dominican. But there's also allegedly one undisclosed origin of fillers in this cigar. Now, I'll be honest. This thing smoked very similar to a My Father. And I'm not saying that because it does kind of look like a My Father with the band and the foot band. But it had some really unique full body spice to it that you're familiar when you smoke like a My Father, like a Judge or a La Promesa. Lots of spice to it. But I'll be honest, it does have a little bit of some Cuban-esque to it. But I would put this cigar at a more medium to full bodied. It's a very interesting cigar to smoke. But not the one I want to smoke with you guys today. I want to smoke the Scarface Rebenga. And you know there's only one way to find out what this cigar tastes like. You know what we gotta do.
We gotta cut, light, and
smoke. Now again, this is a new LCA series, so you're gonna see some more of these pop up over the year that are kind of an homage to the movie Scarface. Like Rebenga, I think, was a character. I don't know if I've ever actually seen that movie all the way through. I think I'm just gonna leave now. But no, seriously, so this Rebenga, Colombian Habano wrapper with Nicaraguan Jalapa binder and some Estelí fillers. This thing is very tasty at first light. You definitely get hit with some complexity and some really tasty flavors as soon as you start lighting and smoking the cigar. It does have a very unique smell of anise and a very interesting dry draw of like a black licorice and anise, but it doesn't smoke like that at all. At first light, you're gonna catch some wood, some oak maybe, a little bit of some like unique baking spice on the sweeter side, some earthiness. That spice at the beginning's a little bit grabby, but trust me, it opens up. Now, yesterday I actually paired it with some Colombian coffee, and it was a really good pairing. It really helped kind of tone some of the spice of the cigar down just a little bit. But I didn't like how that video went yesterday, so I'm shooting a new one today. And instead of pairing it with coffee, I've got a little bit of this Caribbean cask single malt whiskey laying around here. So I'm not a big Scotch fan. That stuff's good. Let's see how it pairs. If anything, for me, the Scotch whiskey really helped bring out the sweetness of the cigar and really cut back on some of the baking spices that you're getting, especially on the retrohale. You're gonna get a lot of spices on the retrohale when you smoke this cigar. You know, something else that's really interesting too, I don't think I've actually ever smoked anything from Espinosa to my knowledge. That is a brand that, you know, unfortunately I haven't really had the opportunity to try. And this one's pretty good. It's definitely on the more full-bodied side. If it says medium to full or somebody tries to tell you medium, it's more full-bodied. Tons of flavor on this cigar. The complexity is definitely there. It's really rich. Lots of smoke output. The draw on this one is perfect. The one yesterday was on the tighter side, but I'm nitpicking at that point. Yeah, this is really good. Wood, baker spice, a little bit of sweetness. The sweetness might be some nuttiness, like like a dirty nuttiness. Oily, rich wrapper. I mean, look how oily that wrapper is. It almost looks like it's wet. Gotta be honest, this is probably one of the few cigars I've smoked with Colombian tobacco that I really enjoyed. Alright, I had to step away for a minute, got caught off guard, so the video might edit a little bit weird. But we're back here getting into the second third of this cigar. And what you're gonna find when it gets to about this point is this is probably one of the biggest transitions it goes through. Some of that baker spice kind of starts weaning off a little bit, and the cigar starts to get a little bit sweeter. Every freaking time. Every time. That's what my wife always tells me. She was like, in college, you used to have a nice ash. Now you can't keep one. But as this cigar transitions into the second third, it really opens up and really starts showcasing, I would imagine, that just the harmonious blend that is this cigar with the sweet and the spicy. So I'm going to step away and smoke this down a little bit more and let you guys know how this Rebenga Cigarface LCA from Privada by Espinosa with the Colombian Habano wrapper finishes. All right, guys, so we're back in the final third of the Cigarface Rebenga, the first LCA launch of 2025. And this Colombian Habano wrapper is really good. This cigar is super complex. There's a lot of flavors. After the first third into the second third transition, though, there's not a ton of transition again until you get right about to the final third. It picks up a little bit of like some sweet leather notes, but very minor. It's not a lot of leather in there. Being one of the few experiences I've had with Espinosa, I would say that this cigar is really good. And, you know, it makes me kind of curious to maybe try some more of their stuff eventually. But let me know in the comments below. Have you guys had the LCA stuff? Have you had a chance? Are you going to get a chance to try the Scarface or the Pinnacle Sublime? Very unique cigar. Only available in the DR usually. I guess Brian was able to work some sort of deal out with them to get some to provide to you guys here in the US. And with that, guys, I got to get out of here like last year. Peace.